Now in continuation with the previous theory, now we study the magnetic hysteresis and the hysteresis loop. Okay, now below the Curie temperature, all the ferromagnetic materials exhibit the phenomena that is called a hysteresis in BH curve. This you need to memorize. I'll repeat. Below the Curie temperature, all the ferromagnetic materials exhibit the phenomena that is called as a hysteresis in a BH curve. Now over here, now previously we have checked like BH curve by only by increasing the magnetizing, or we have plotted the BH curve only by the increasing the magnetizing current. But in this particular theory of a hysteresis and the hysteresis loss, we plot the BH curve for one complete cycle of magnetism. Okay, this is a one complete cycle of a magnetism. We plot the BH curve. Okay, so that we are increasing the current, we are decreasing the current. We actually that means we magnetize, we do magnetization and we demagnetize the particular material. Now if we plot the hysteresis loop for a given material, okay, we follow the steps so that we can plot this particular kind of characteristic. Now increase the current. If we increase the current in a positive direction, okay, this is nothing but a BH curve. This is B, this is H, this is negative value H, this is negative value of B. Now listen to it very carefully. Now when we increase the current in a positive direction in a suitable step, for each value of I, calculate B and H and plot the value. Now we are increasing the current in a positive direction, so H, obviously the value of H is increased. So as you increase the current, plot the value of B and H, consider and plot the value. Now decrease the positive current in a suitable steps up to 0. Now after that you just decrease the value of I, so that you and put the value of B and H in a respective places, so that you can have some points. Now increase the current in a negative direction in a suitable step and plot the point. Now this is called negative direction. Now increase the current in a negative direction and plot the point. And finally decrease again the negative current to 0 and plot the points in a complete hysteresis loop, or you can say that the loop that will represent, or graph that will represent, or that has a characteristic like this. Now here in a graph, if you can see, there are certain points I have written, that is O, this is A, this is C, okay, this is B, here it is O, A, C, D, E, F, G and H. All these points you need to consider. Now there are certain points like BRES and negative of BRES. Now BRES is nothing but a residual magnetism, okay, that is known as residual magnetism, okay, and or it is also known as retentivity, and this is negative residual or negative retentivity. Okay, now if you consider in this particular figure or hysteresis loop, okay, now here you note that the value of a magnetic flux density B, the value of a magnetic flux density B is not 0 for the value of a current I, that is 0. Here you can say that when value of current I is 0, B value for B is not 0. For I is equal to 0 and H is equal to 0. This non-zero value of B is called as a residual magnetism. This is here the value of H is 0, value of I is 0, still there is some value of B, and that is known as a residual magnetism or B residual. Okay, the portion of hysteresis loop correspond to this step is called as this CD. The portion of hysteresis loop which correspond to this particular step, that is a portion C in between C and D. Now the corrective coercive force or HC, if you want to consider, the cohesive force, or Hc if you want to consider. So the value of a magnetic field strength required to wipe out the residual flux is called as a cohesive force. Now this residual flux, okay, we need to remove it somehow. So we need to apply some force to remove that force. To remove this particular flux, we need to apply some force, and that force is nothing but a coercive force. You can represent it by H of C. Now the process of reducing the magnetic flux density B to 0 is called a demagnetization of a core particular. This is some value of a magnetism. Okay, now to reduce it to 0, okay, that is nothing but a demagnetization process. The magnitude of a residual magnetism and the coercive force depend on the imperfection in a material, such as voids, impurity, and the internal strain. Now the coercive force come into existence due to all this imperfection because of the energy that is required to move a domain over an imperfection. So if we say that material has a large internal stress and non-magnetic inclusion, then the coercive force will be very large. Okay, the value of B saturation, the saturation value of a flux density, that depends on the chemical constitution and the temperature, and it does not depend on the imperfection. Now this is all about particularly magnetic hysteresis, okay, and the hysteresis curve and the residual flux and the coercive force. They may ask you in a definition or for the theory point of view. Now the hysteresis loss. Now due to the presence of a magnetic hysteresis, a fraction of applied power will be lost in a form of heat because of this particular residual magnetism and because of particularly hysteresis. The portion of power loss corresponds to difference between the energy stored and the energy returned back by the magnetic material, and this is called a hysteresis loss. Now that factor affecting the hysteresis loss, if you want to consider, so that are frequency of a magnetization, area enclosed by the hysteresis loop, and the volume of a particular material. So this is all about hysteresis loss and theory behind the hysteresis loss.